Hey, my Legion, how y'all doing today? I'm here today to review for Rita's Juicy Life. This is one of the movies that she premiered on her channel. Now, what was going on? I remember when I was in the military a long time ago. When I was stationed in Germany, I remember I was over at Michelle's room, and she was getting ready, and we were going to work second shift again. And there was a movie on there, on AFM. We only had one station with Patty Duke, and it looked exactly like my basic training that I hadn't heard of too. I guess we both went to Fort Jackson. And I never knew what the movie was called. And then by some coincidence, years later on Encore, I saw it again, but I still don't remember the name of the movie. And then Rita had a movie called She's in the Army Now, and I thought that was the name of it. But that was completely different. That's how I got the ones confused. And then that was in Fort Jackson, too. That's the one I'm reviewing. She's in the Army Now. But the other one, Patty Dugan, is called A Time to Triumph. That's why I couldn't remember, because it's like didn't have anything to do with the Army in the title, where like she was 30 years old and her husband becomes disabled or something. And she can't, and she didn't want her family to go on welfare. She decided to join the Army at age 32. So, I mean, that's old for the Army. I mean, join the Army, not be ageist. But that is true. Well, anyway, she's in the Army now, has Jamie Lee Curtis in it and Melanie Griffith and stuff like that. TV movie from 81. I assume the popularity of... Now, I'm reviewing this through the eyes of a veteran, too. Desert Storm veteran. Now, I did a couple of those before. I did, like, Stripes and Private Benjamin. I don't know if I did full... I might have done Full Metal Jacket through the eyes of a veteran, too. I think. I'm not sure. I don't remember. And back at the time, Private Benjamin was a huge hit in 1980. So I assume this was... And then that became a TV show for a short amount of time. And so I assume this is... I mean, and then Stripes came out. So I assume this is like a Private Benjamin type thing. Now, it starts off where they see the girl sleeping in the bus. She said her plane was late and went right to the reception station at Fort Jackson. And I mean, a lot of people said at Fort Jackson, their base training was easy. They said relaxing in Jackson. I didn't think it was easy. I thought it was tough. I mean, but it's... When the recruiter said it's like 90% mental and 10% physical, I thought it was full of crap, but it is sort of. Because they try to break you. See if you're strong enough to take it. Take what they dish out to you. Well, anyways, the movie, they go in basic, and like Melanie Griffith plays against type. She kind of plays like a rube, a country bumpkin type thing. And I mean, most women don't have makeup, and there's a couple of things where they have makeup. Most of them don't have makeup because it's like, I can't remember. Well, it's different for girls in the military. They have to have their hair up. They have a certain length to have it up. And there was a thing about a girl not having her hair up. And she was like, they said that she was like not mentally prepared to be in the service. She ended up trying to kill herself, right? Well, there was, and when I was in basic, it was their 7th station, maybe it was 7th station, someone tried to kill himself. There was blood all over the place. I didn't see it. Someone tried to kill himself. And then there was like, well, that girl was said she was mentally challenged. I mean, not like, I mean, she's like mentally not maybe mentally able to take the pressure and stuff like that, And there was this one guy named that they called him Gomer Pyle. I did not call him that. Because Full Metal Jacket just came out. I didn't see Full Metal Jacket till like a couple years later when I was in Fort Bragg. I guess after we had our haircut, I guess he went and he took a razor and he went like this. And he went like this. He was real proud of himself. And he had to have his hair all the way shaved down all the way. Drill sergeants weren't too happy about that. I mean, he was having problems. He was breaking down crying and stuff like that and basic and stuff. And like my friend Gar said, whoever his recruiter is, he'd kick his ass for, getting him in there, I don't know whatever happened to the guy. I mean, he graduated. Because there was a couple guys that just gave up. I don't think they graduated or something like that. I don't know who graduated, who didn't. I graduated. And, well, anyways, it just talks about, them being in, through basic training and stuff. And now the barracks were different. Now the barracks in Time to Triumph were just like mine because I guess there was 3 types of barracks in Fort Jackson: a World War II barracks, Old Hollywood, and New Hollywood. And then people ask me which one was in Old Hollywood, New Hollywood. I'm going to say New Hollywood because I didn't know. And those are the 60-man bays like you see in Full Metal Jacket, kind of, but different. And there was a couple bunk beds towards the end. Now, the barracks in this one were the old World War II barracks. And they had World War II barracks, I remember Fort Bragg, too. Not for base or anything like that, but I remember going to some training and stuff down there, and they had World War II barracks, you know. World War II, places and stuff, you know, because they had been around for a long time. Some people say, like, they had a list of the top 5 worst places to be stationed at, and they said Fort Bragg was number 5. I love Fort Bragg. Fort Bragg was fantastic. Fort Bragg was awesome. Huge, but it's awesome. Now, I knew number 1 would be Fort Polk, because I hear horror stories about that all the time. Well, anyways, getting back to the story, sometimes there was stuff like they got like a 3-hour leave or something like that where they went out and partied and drank and stuff like that, and they were smoking and stuff. That was all contraband. You know, and then they had like the guys ogling the girls. We'd get in trouble if we did that. But I mean, it was a little bit different later on because they were all of a sudden, all the girls started talking about sexual harassment. They had to watch everything you said, you know. There was a part where they were like, they were going through low crawling through an obstacle course, right? And they were firing above them, and there were explosions all around. We did that. I did that. That really happened, Rita. We did that. Trying to think. There was some other stuff. Some stuff we did, some stuff we didn't do. Like he said, it was 81. I came in 87. And 87, 88 was my basic. November 87, like, I don't know when I got out. And then I went straight from there to Fort Gordon, Georgia for AIT. I didn't take another break. Maybe I should have, but I didn't. But I mean, the movie's very entertaining. I'm talking more about my Army experience, but I mean, the movie's very entertaining, very much worth watching. I mean, you know, it's supposed to be, I assume it's supposed to take off a Private Benjamin. It wasn't that funny. But Private Benjamin, when I saw it, Private Benjamin's actually 2 movies. And I said, John said, like, Full Metal Jacket. Well, not really. I mean, Full Metal Jacket was both war. Basic training, then, like, them in wartime. Private Benjamin was like basic training, and then like her getting married. So I mean, completely different movie. It's weird how it ended, but I mean, a good show. And then, like I said, I reviewed Stripes through the eyes of a veteran. I mean, they seemed like they got away with a lot of stuff though, and they're like having beer and drinking and smoking cigarettes and stuff like that. We never, you know, you get busted, and I mean, you didn't want to. Yeah, Article 15 is no joke. But I really enjoyed the movie. It's a lot of fun. So I give it a 9 out of 10 for She's in the Army Now. Because I always got them confused because I thought the Patty Duke one was called She's in the Army. Oh, that's that one I wanted to see. It's a completely different movie now. I looked it up. Not on YouTube. They had a commercial for it. It's called A Time to Triumph. I gotta remember that. I'm gonna try to look for that movie. So I hope you liked it. A 9 out of 10 for She's in the Army Now. I hope you liked this review, everybody. Till next time, please take care of my Legion.